Hi, friends. It's just me today. No guest, no interview, just you, me, and a really good cup of coffee, I hope. I've had something on my mind lately, and honestly, I wasn't sure if I was going to share it, but that's what this podcast is for, right? The real stuff, the messy stuff, the stuff people don't always want to talk about. So today I want to talk about what it's like on this side of the cancer journey. The side after I crossed the finish line everyone else could see, but I'm still trying to make sense of what just happened. The side where I've survived, but I'm still fighting. Fighting to rebuild my body, my energy, my identity, and fighting to help others while they're still in the thick of it. That's the piece I really want to talk about today. What I've learned, what I'm up against, and what I believe needs to change, especially when it comes to exercise during cancer treatment. Because here's the thing, exercise truly saved me. Not after, during. Through 16 weeks of chemo, through a double mastectomy, through the days I didn't recognize myself in the mirror, I moved. Not because it was easy, but because it reminded me I was still here. That exercise wasn't some big sweaty workout all the time. Sometimes it was just a walk, a stretch, a few squats, a modified push-up at the kitchen counter. You know how I love them. Something to say, my body still works, I am still strong, and I am still fighting. And that's the work I do now, helping other people in treatment find their own version of that, helping them understand that movement isn't just something to wait for until after it's all over. It's something that can help right now. Less fatigue, less brain fog, that chemo brain is real, less anxiety, more energy, more strength, more control. But here's what I've been noticing, and it's been frustrating to say the least. There is a massive gap between what the research says and what patients are being told. The research says exercise during treatment is safe, it's beneficial, it improves outcomes. But most patients are still hearing rest. Take it easy. Don't push yourself. And I get it because rest is important, but so is exercise. You need both. I needed both. And yet it feels like I'm shouting into the wind sometimes. I'm trying to reach patients who've never been told they're allowed to move. I'm building programs, creating mentorships, showing up in inboxes and saying, hey, you can do this. Let's start small. I'll help you. But here's the part that's even harder to admit. The people who could be supporting this work, some of the medical professionals, the systems, the institutions, they're often not interested, or worse, sometimes even dismissive, because I'm not a doctor. I don't have a degree in oncology. I'm not a certified exercise oncologist. What I am is a triple-negative breast cancer survivor who never stopped moving. I'm a fitness instructor who became certified in cancer exercise. I'm a movement mentor. I'm someone who walks the walk, literally and figuratively, and somehow that's not enough for some people. I've had meetings where people loved my story but didn't have space for my program. I've had hospitals tell me there's no formal role for someone like me. And I've had potential partners say, this is great, but we need a credentialed clinical expert. And every single time that happens, I think, what if someone had told me not to move during chemo? What if I believed the lie that my body was too fragile, too broken, and too sick? I would have missed out on so much healing, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. I am not against doctors at all. I am not saying throw out the science. I respect the science. I read the studies, but I also know that doctors shouldn't have to wear every hat. They can't be the treatment expert, the nutritionist, the mental health support, the movement coach, and the person giving hope. That's where I come in. I've become the one who understands the research and the reality. The one answering the can I still work out with a port questions. The what if I'm too tired to stand questions. Or is it safe to move the side where I just had surgery questions. I'm helping people right now in the middle of the fog while the nausea is still there, while the body feels so unpredictable, while the fear is loud. And I'm showing people that yes, you can move. And no, you don't have to do it alone. I'm not waiting for a hospital to validate this work anymore. I'm going straight to the people who need it because here's the truth. Lived experience matters. There is so much value in having been in the chair, in that chemo chair, the knowing, the smell of the room, of the chemo, what it feels like going into your body and knowing what it feels like to move your body when everything hurts. That kind of experience brings a level of compassion and connection no textbook can teach, and it should not be dismissed. It should be part of the solution, because it shouldn't take a PhD to remind someone they're still powerful. It shouldn't take a board certification to say, hey, try this stretch, try this breath, try standing up and sitting down a few times today. If you're listening right now and you're in the middle of treatment, I want you to hear me. You are not too broken to move. You are not too tired to try. You are not doing it wrong if all you can manage today is one gentle walk around the kitchen. That counts. That is strength. And if you're a caregiver, maybe your loved one isn't sure what's safe. Maybe they've been told to rest, and I get it. But don't be afraid to ask questions, to reach out. I'm here to help guide that movement in a way that's safe and realistic. I'm not trying to replace medical care. I'm trying to support it, to fill in the cracks where traditional care can't reach. Because exercise and movement isn't a luxury, it's a lifeline, especially during cancer treatment. So yeah, this side of the journey is pretty hard. It's filled with purpose and frustration and fire. But I'll keep going because I've seen too much. I've helped too many people feel strong again. I've watched them take that first step, sometimes literally, and it changes everything. If this resonates with you, please share this episode. Tag a survivor, text it to a caregiver, send it to a clinic. Let's start the conversation. Let's make this message louder. People shouldn't have to wait until they're better to start feeling strong. Thanks for listening. Keep moving, keep asking questions, and as always, pray for the bear.